Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Elrinth, the first boss, and today we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna do my first reaction video here on YouTube, and it's because I saw in my YouTube suggestions that a new Zelda game is coming out pretty soon. It's called Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, a story 100 years before The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let's take a look at that video. Oh, and by the way, I'm using my new Sony A5100 camera to record myself, so that's maybe why it's a little bit better than previously, hopefully. And I'm using the Rode microphone to speak through. So anyway, let's get to the reaction video here directly. No worries. And as you can see in the back here, I'm a big Zelda fan. Okay, so let's start the video. First, Nintendo logo. Koei Tecmo.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
Konnichiwa. Hello.
In the June 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation that we had started development on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Many people around the world are still playing Breath of the Wild, so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Everyone, thank you so much.
So just a quick thing there. I still haven't finished Breath of the Wild on Master Mode. I'd like to do the challenge in order to get the powered up hero sword before I finish it. And I still have all of them the poo things you can get in order to upgrade your equipment as well. So yeah, let's continue with the video. Here we go.
Regarding the sequel, in order to make the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive, the team is working hard on its development, so you'll have to wait a bit longer before we can provide more updates.
I wonder if they
We've prepared a different
used the team from Xenoblade as they used in the previous game. Hopefully they did.
way for you to experience the world of Hyrule, and we have a video to introduce it. Please take a look.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
Wow, so that's Link in the royal armor. Very cool. I absolutely love that. And Zelda in a new kind of dress, I think. I'm not sure if it's the same as in Breath of the Wild. Looks very cool. Let's continue. Ooh, you can play as the Guardians. That's very cool. What's it called? The story characters in the Breath of the Wild game. This is Urbosa, and the previous one was, I think she's called Sypha or something like that. No, maybe not Sypha. Something similar. Well, an S at least. Let's continue. She looks cool. Oh, and back here we have one of the villagers from the women's village. Here we have the bird guy, and there we have the Goron. That was the same theme from Breath of the Wild. Na 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 na. Age of Calamity.
I must protect everyone.
What you just saw is the game that Koei Tecmo Games is developing, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. This game takes place 100 years before the events of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. In that game, the Great Calamity that occurred 100 years prior was mentioned, but the actual event itself wasn't shown in full. In this game, you'll be able to experience the events of the Great Calamity. So now, I would like to invite Koei Tecmo Games producer Mr. Hayashi to join me here.
So this is pretty cool, actually. They're making a what's it called? A prequel to Breath of the Wild here, and the game they're producing, which is having this too expansive and awesome world like the original Breath of the Wild, the one we call Breath of the Wild 2, and that will be the sequel. So we're getting a prequel and a sequel, sort of like Torna of Xenoblade, except that was sort of a prequel to Xenoblade 2. So now we're kind of getting Resident Evil 0 or something similar. Let's continue.
Hello everyone, I'm Yosuke Hayashi from Koei Tecmo Games and the producer of this game. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity began when Mr. Aonuma approached us saying, "I think it would be interesting to create a Warriors game telling the story of the Great Calamity. What do you think?" The battles between the Kingdom of Hyrule and Calamity Ganon would complement Warrior-style gameplay against large armies. The previous Hyrule Warriors games were filled with Zelda conventions.
I actually still haven't played very much of Hyrule Warriors. I need to do that. Let's continue.
Zelda: Breath of the Wild broke these conventions entirely, and perhaps it's the same for everyone here, but for someone like me, who's been playing Zelda games for a long time, this was an extraordinary experience. It's a new, special title for me. Unlike the previous Hyrule Warriors games, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity was developed by working closely with the Zelda team in every step of the process, including gameplay direction, graphics, world, and all dialogue. And while we maintained the distinct gameplay style of the Warriors series, with exciting 1 versus 1,000 battles and a wide variety of playable characters, this became the only game that will let you experience the world 100 years prior to the events of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild firsthand.
So, I don't remember, did Zelda sleep for 100 years as well, or is this a different Zelda?
Thank you, Mr. Hayashi. During the development of the previous Hyrule Warriors games,
Oh yeah, Zelda was protecting us from Ganon, I think, for a very long time or something like that.
I was impressed with how the
I actually forgot the story of Zelda now. Okay, let's continue.
Warriors development team, led by Mr. Hayashi, had a deep understanding of the Legend of Zelda series. This time around, they made it possible to create this new experience by combining the well-detailed world of Breath of the Wild with Warriors gameplay. Therefore, I believe this game will offer the experience of the Great Calamity battles that weren't fully shown in the original game. I hope that both those who played the previous Hyrule Warriors games and those who played The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild can experience this game.
Oh, and by the way, I want his t-shirts. Very cool.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity will launch on November 20th.
That's so soon.
Thank you for your continued support for The Legend of Zelda and this game.
And he's bowing. The Japanese are so polite. Yeah, so that's Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, a story 100 years before The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Very cool. I'm gonna have to purchase it, but I don't know if I'll purchase it directly. Hopefully it comes with some kind of collector's edition or something like that. We'll see. I absolutely love the soundtrack, some of the songs of the original Hyrule Warriors game. So yeah. But the second Breath of the Wild is gonna be so awesome. Yeah. I'll need to play through the first Hyrule Warriors before I play this one, of course. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and there's coming more content very soon. Bye bye!